You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
Hello, welcome back, everybody. I'm so sorry. Welcome back. My name is Kavalech, and let's grab ourselves a deadly chat. Yes, indeed. Welcome back once again to In-Depth Dark Souls. And yes, this episode we are heading to the archives. Well, we are heading to the archives soon. I do have some little bits. I know. But I do have some little bits that I want to do just before we go. Did I not? Am I crazy? Yeah, Daughter of Chaos. There we go. I was about to say, I was like, am I off my fucking head? No, but I did indeed get this. This is something I should have done a long time ago. We will be coming obviously back down here to do this whole area in the future. But today is not the day. No, today, as I say, we are heading to the archives. But I have a couple of things that I thought, do you know what, it makes most sense so that we can kind of just steamroll our way towards the end. I'd rather get these last little side things done now so that we aren't pissing around. Also, by the way, hope you like my look. I thought this was cool looking armor. So we have what I call our Butch Cleric. Hello, I'm a Butch Cleric. So we have our Cleric's Helm, which I love. This goes with so many sets. Guardian Armor, Boulder Gauntlets, Ornstein leggings, Knight Shield. You'll see why I have this in a little bit. A Morning Star, it's only plus 11, because we are quite strong, so I said, fuck it, we'll just have a weapon that's not, like, overpowered. And our Pyromancy, which, if you know this game, you know that I'm going to go upgrade right now. Why did I go with this? Well, I thought if we're going into a kind of a magic-orientated area, then having a cleric, you know, who would be rather opposed to magic would make sense to me. Because he's probably like, I don't give a fuck about your petulant fucking magic. Who do you think I am? Well, that was awkward. You can see with a plus 15. Pretty strong. Pretty fucking strong. Three hits to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop roll. Ooh, a pickaxe. And let's get rid of this guy. Even with this, we're doing pretty fucking good damage, even with this only being plus 11. Like, that's still pretty good fucking damage. Hence why I decided to just do it this way, because I said, fuck it. You know, somebody will complain, I'm sure, that we're OP, but again, this is in-depth Dark Souls. This isn't challenge run Dark Souls, as I have stated in the past. And realistically, I didn't have to do too much in the way of farming or anything, so like, you can be this level and higher. Most people just don't, but you could definitely be even stronger than this.
I was expecting
you. Now, I don't know why I never did this up to this point, but I want you to keep an eye on the flame symbol. The flame symbol on the hand. Because some people think that it doesn't actually do anything, but... Ba-ba! Yeah. It definitely does. And then we can upgrade this a little bit more. I think this only goes to plus 5, question mark. Yeah. So now we have a maxed out Pyromancy Flame. I mean, now we are doing ungodly amounts of damage.
I have a favour to ask. My mother, the Witch of Izalith, her power came from the soul that she found near the first flame. She focused this power, the flame of...
Yeah, we've heard this before, but just remember that dialogue, because we will...
Whatever you do, do not crack and go hollow, lest my time spent on you be wasted.
We will definitely get more dialogue out of that. Now, remember that this flame is a part of... Well, the original flame we got was a part of Laurentius of the Great Swamp. But this one is part of her, and you can see as it's fully upgraded, it's looking pretty fucking strong. Now, obviously, I only have one black flame left, but we can probably come over here and have a look and see what difference it does damage-wise. Keeping in mind that anybody can use Pyromancy, so no matter what level you are, you can get this level of Pyromancy. Woo! Fucking hell! Holy shit! Do you mind? Do you fucking mind? Come here, you bastard. Whoop! Ah, fuck, I missed. Well, that's helpful, isn't it? But yeah, half of his health with a Great Combustion. Yeah. Yeah. Pyromancy in this game. Like, I think people know that pyromancy is strong, but I don't know if they realize how strong pyromancy is. You know? Like, that is incredibly fucking strong. And we're not even fully really set up for pyromancy properly. We could definitely make ourselves stronger in that regards. So, and then there's other things we could do to make it even stronger. So that's what I wanted to do. But then there is one more thing I would like to do. I know. We will get to the archive soon. It won't take long. It won't take long. I've made a fatal error here in the painted world, and I want to right that wrong. And that is that I went all the way through, I did everything, and then I forgot to pick up my darling painted set. So let's fix that, basically. How did I manage to do that? To be honest, I don't actually know. I think I just never went back down below. Or not that I never went back down below, I just never went below. So, let me show you. Here's the thing. I know the jump across the top, but there is another way down here, so I want to try and show that first, and then I'll show you where you'd normally jump down. Shame on me, by the way. I should have came back and gotten this fucking forever ago, but here we are. Is it down here? I think it could be. Well, we're down here now, so fuck it. Aha, yes, well, we have items here, so that's a good sign. Soul of a brave warrior. Soul of a lost undead. Yes, and then I should be able to jump down here. Yes, indeed. And well, first of all, let's jump across to here. Here. This is probably not the most ideal way to do this. This jump, by the way, literally just makes it so that you don't take as much damage when you fall down to here. We would have fallen down into here. Well, we wouldn't actually. I see that chest there. We would have fallen down into here from up there, so we would have taken a bit of damage. But again, it shows, as I said, this area it's the first one they did, and it's so layered and so fucking. I just love this area so much. Oh, it's so good. But there's our painted guardian set, finally. I know. Disgraceful that I left it this long. But it doesn't matter, because we can talk about this now. Okay? So if you remember, we discussed, obviously, the painting guardians being the ones to... You just stay over there, Rat, okay? You just stay there. Being the ones to look after the painting and everything, so let's learn a bit more about them. Hood worn by the alabaster-clothed guardians of the painting in Anor offers substantial protection versus magic, and you can see that it does have... Yeah, pretty good magic defense. They have guarded the great paintings of Ariamis for ages. Paintings, by the way. Can I just say paintings? This is a painting of Ariamis, but if you actually read that, it says the great paintings of Ariamis for ages, passing their duty down through generations. But the reason for doing so passed from all memory long ago. So why are they here, is the question. And it's something I brought up in the episode 5 million years ago. You can go back and look at that. I think it was episode 13 or something. If you missed it, go back. That's a good way to segue into, hey, there's a whole series of these. Go watch them. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But yeah, it goes back to the idea of like, what is this world? Why is it here? Is it obviously there's heavy Velka connotations and stuff here? So is it just to discard of things that they don't want that can challenge the gods? It really is it. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I find this world fascinating, and then obviously it becomes even more fascinating when you take into account another soul of a brave warrior. When you take into account later on in the series, 403 with that. Let's see how much we can do with. I don't know if the other one can get here, but let's see how much we can do with this. The last item here, by the way, is... Oh, fuck. Well, I'll get it now. An egg verbifuge. 357. Interesting, and also, very interesting, that doesn't count as pure pyromancy because it caused him to do the toxic. Ha! That is very interesting. I actually don't think I knew that. I knew that it had more of a weight to it, as it says, but I don't think I knew that it didn't cause them to burn up the same. Conjure a great black flame in one's palm. Black flame are weighty and inflict physical damage. So that must just be physical damage. It doesn't do any... Wow, that's really interesting. I didn't know that. No, genuinely, that's actually really interesting. I didn't know that the black flame doesn't cause the burn up. Was that right? Egg vermifuge? Yeah, so there we go. That's all the items here. That use all the items here. Very nice. I believe we can just homeward bone. I know when you're first here, you're stuck, but I think we can just homeward bone out of here now. If not, oh well, we'll figure it out. But yeah, the Painted World. Yeah, genius. I'm a genius sometimes, I swear. The Painted World is fascinating, and then obviously we learn later on it's really important because, you know, there's that connotation of it being... we want Arolondo, yeah. That connotation of the Painted Worlds being the actual worlds because, you know, the Painted World, the painter in Dark Souls 3 said she will paint a fresh new world anew, and she uses the blood of the Dark Soul to do it, you know. But that's not in this game, so we don't need to discuss that. Obviously, it does add to the lore, and this is the thing, I'm not pretending that the other games don't exist. I just find it fascinating to kind of look at this game as they made it back in 2011, or 2012, I suppose, with the DLC, but, you know, as they made it back when it first came out. And, yeah, okay, some things have been retconned and changed and stuff like that, but overall, the grand overarching story of Dark Souls 1 still fits. And my thing is that because of the way they handle wibbly-wobbly time bollocks, and also they kind of talk about, oh, worlds colliding and almost kind of different dimensions and multiverses and all that shit in Dark Souls 3. Like, Dark Souls 3 is so fucking haphazard with lore, I'm not gonna lie. Like, there is a great story there, and it's still fantastic, but it definitely kind of ham-fists a lot of shit. That I think I'm perfectly okay with the thing that Dark Souls 1 and anything you think about Dark Souls 1 can exist beside Dark Souls 3 and still be canonically correct, because Dark Souls 3 is just a different continuity in a different universe, you know, or a multiverse or whatever. It's in the same world, but you know what I mean. So the archives, you get what I mean. You know what I mean. The archives, one of my favorite areas. The reason I have a mace is because even though the enemies here are very crystal based, you'll actually find that blunt is better. I thought piercing would do the job, but no, blunt seems to do the job better. Now, obviously, we are, as I said, a little OP, but we only have a plus 11 weapon, so we're not going to be crazy. See? Which I prefer. I don't want to be completely fucking OP. 2 hits is still good, though. Like, when you come here with a normal character, especially if you've done everything we've done, if you don't care, which you shouldn't, by the way, you should not care. Oh, we can one hit with a fucking two-handed, though. Nice. Two-handed or two. Oh, that must have been an unstable hit. But if you don't care, which you shouldn't, this is a single-player game. Unless you're playing multiplayer, fucking, you go off, Queen. You play the way you want to play. Why am I using that? I literally have 20 Estus. Whatever. But if you play however you want or whatever, you can 100% have a weapon that will one-shot everything here by this stage. Especially if you've been doing the DLCs and shit like we did. Ooh, a blue titten chunk. Titten spitten. Do your dance, do your dance, do your dance, do your dance. Ah, fuck, I thought we got him. We didn't. What I love about this room is this is technically one encounter, but it's a huge room with lots of different kind of facets. And I love that so much. You want to drop your... Of course you don't. Of course you don't. Oh my god! Jesus fucking Christ! We may be strong, but yeah, it's still Dark Souls. It's still Dark Souls. Holy that damage though. When the fucking when he buffs those enemies, they are not fucking around. Holy shit. Literally got ping ponged between two guys and just fucking destroyed. Holy shit. But yeah, as you can see, yeah, it's what I love about this room is that it's kind of one big giant encounter, which for Dark Souls 1 is kind of unusual. Dark Souls 1 tends to be a lot of little encounters, so it's nice to have one big one. You know. Now Miyazaki has gone on record saying that he would have loved to have a bit more time to finish off the Duke's Archives. Obviously, we know that the publisher at the time wanted to push the game out faster and didn't think that it would be good, so the second half of the game is rushed. But it's funny to me because, in my opinion, the Duke's Archives of all of the end game areas, I do think Duke's Archives is one of the most finished. So it makes you wonder, what else did he want to do with this that he didn't get to finish? I think the Seath encounter was slightly different, so that's a thing, but it's a tough one, you know. I think we're best off just getting backstabs here, or not. Thank you. Now you are buffed, so fucking strong as we are or not, you don't want to fuck with the buffed guys. They will fuck you up. How much damage are we doing? Great Combustion, actually. Not quite a two-shot. Still good, though. What about on all this fucker, though? What about my shredder? Oh, almost a fucking one-shot. Damn. We are just not meant to one-shot anything today, apparently. My personal home shredder. Oh, did he drop it? Yeah, he fucking did. Oh, fucking finally. So we can get some good lore here. I'm going to die again if I don't go down here and fucking heal. Heal. And again. Jesus. As I said, this area does not fuck around. Or rather, if you come to this area and fuck around, your ass is gonna find out. Now, oh, for fuck's sake. There's also a lot of enemies. But no, I don't think they overdo it, though. There's a nice amount of enemies. Heal. I think, anyway. Right, so... Well, first of all, yeah. As I said in one of the earlier episodes, this area is kind of Harry Potter-y. I think he went on record saying, oh, you know, a very tongue-in-cheek kind of answer. He was like, oh, you know, Harry Potter is very popular, and most likely it probably was with the moving staircases and stuff. Like, love it or hate it, whatever you think of that series, Harry Potter obviously at the time especially was extremely influential, so Miyazaki probably thought it was cool. And, you know, that's the thing about Dark Souls, is it is a hodgepodge of a lot of different references. There's obviously a lot of Berserk, there's a lot of, what's that called? Dragon's Quest, not Dragon's Quest, Colossal Dragon? Oh, fuck, I said it in one of the earlier episodes. There's a ton of different fucking references in here, and it's wonderful. So, yeah, most likely. A ton of books, but we will discover later on that the proprietor of this joint, El Seath, is indeed blind, which is very interesting. And that will be confirmed. Like, that's not me just making it up. Seath is blind. But we'll learn more about that later. From what we can tell, he most likely sees through... What am I doing? It's the wrong fucking thing. That's why I can't find it. He most likely sees through the eyes of the channelers and probably the golems. Maybe even the butterflies, but... you know, but he definitely... And then we see that in the future as well with Seath in Dark Souls 2 and everything. You know, controlling things outside of his own kind of body. Tribe of the 6 eyes, and it would make sense why they have 6 eyes as well. Channeler, sorceress who serves Seath the Scaleless in collecting human specimens. Thrusted in circular motions in a unique martial arts dance that stirs nearby allies into a bloodthirsty frenzy. And if we have a look at that, let's see, it's got a nice poke. It's actually a pretty good weapon. I love if you look at the top of the thing there, it spins. Why it does that, I don't know, but it just looks fucking sick. And then you can do the same dance and get an L buff from it. Do you get the buff as well? I don't think you get the buff, but if you had people with you, they'd get the buff. ECB. Not bad scaling. In fact, unupgraded, it's pretty good. Now, it's obviously a heavily magic weapon, but it's pretty decent. Who knows? We might even end up using it. Why not? But yeah, we'll see more about the channelers and stuff like that as we go. But yeah, just know for the moment that they are most likely Seath's eyes. And obviously he had them kidnapping young maidens for him. I always loved this area. I just think it looked like it reminds me of Hollow Bastion from Kingdom Hearts 1 as well. Oh, which I love that area too. You know, also reminds me of the Beast's Castle and Beauty and the Beast. Little town, it's a quiet village. Come along here and there is some chests. This is an alright chest. Twinkle Sprinkle. Keep in mind, I want you to keep in mind, and actually there's another chest over the other side that we could see. I want you to keep in mind every chest we've gotten, and every chest we've gotten near here, near the Duke's Archives, and the chest that we get here as well. You know? Now, somebody said to me about this, the fact that the sun is up here. I had said that perhaps that Anor Londo being in darkness is because, you know, now there are no gods left or anything. Some people said maybe it's the darkness that's an illusion. I don't know about that. I do love the perspective here of... More Twinkle Sprinkle, by the way. I love the perspective here of Anor Londo. Clearly it's like a painting or whatever, but it looks like it's down there. And you can see how big it is. We only explore such a small part of it in the game. But it's so cool looking. Oh, fucking just stunning. By the way, I can't remember in the original if your character fucking breathes so heavy all the time. I don't remember that. But it seems to be a fucking thing in this game. Our character is just... fuck's sake. Oh. You can see here the chain sticking out. And some... Speaking of breathing. Is he breathing? Should be. Yeah, he is, yeah. Huh! Good thing about having lots of stamina. We can... Ow! We can get kicked, apparently. Woo! Nice dodge, Cal. And... Get the fuck out of here. Crystal Knight Shield. Which is the reason why I use this, because I wanted to show the difference. So, better stability. Yes, okay, it's got less durability, but it's got way better stability and good physical attack, which is not really useful, but, you know, still cool. But it's interesting to note, so this is just upgraded on the Crystal Path, which is the same as the Crystal Halberd, which, as you can see, has a much bigger attack rating as well. And that is what we found just outside of the archives, down in the room just before you come up. So, a lot of connections with crystals and Seath, and we'll definitely see more of that as we go. But not only that, that's twice they've given us something in an area where this area is not trivialized, but made a lot easier by having a good shield. And yes, we can see that chest there. We will be coming back to you later. Yeah, this area is not trivialized, but it's definitely made a lot easier by having a good shield. And that's twice they've given us an item in a chest to do with Seath and crystals and all that type of shit. That was just to help this guy. I wanted to show something interesting with this guy, actually, because you don't really get to do this a lot. So if I bring him over here, fight near the lift, he can parry us, right? But here's something you might not know. Oh, fuck. Come on, do the parry. Parry me. You cannot parry and riposte on a lift because it's unstable ground. Now, you probably know that already, but in case you didn't. So look, if I bring him over here now... Ow. If I bring him over here now, do the exact same thing, or let him do the exact same thing, he can get the riposte. Just an interesting little note that I think some people don't know. That, indeed, you cannot parry and riposte on a lift. But you can do it here, though. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, a very insignificant kind of detail, but in case you were wondering if it ever came up in fucking, I don't know, PvP or something. Now, this lift, I'm not going to do it, but this lift, and this is extremely fiddly, if you pull this lever, run over here, and then roll onto this section of the railing, you can skip this next section here. It's very fiddly. It's like, some people can do it really easily if you learn it, but that's a little speed run tip. You can indeed skip through the archives very quickly, but we're, of course, not going to do that, because one, I'm not very good at it, and two, well... wouldn't be in-depth Dark Souls if we skipped half the fucking game now, would it? Get back, you little bastard! Note as well that he won't chase you up the stairs, so if you run up past him up the stairs, he won't chase you. But we need to kill him to make sure to get a set later on. I love this. You can actually see out these windows. Down to Anorlando, which is so cool. You can also see the top of the crystal becoming translucent, so you can see out the window as well, which is quite fun. My god, shut up, my god. I know you're wearing heavy armor, but Jesus Christ. But yeah, I love that you can see out the windows here and see down to the thing below. I mean, here's the thing, because like, who's going to look out these windows? Most people run up these stairs and do not in a million years look out there. They could have just had the crystals cover the window, or just made that it was cloudy, you couldn't see. But they've fully rendered an image of Anorlando down there, which is just wonderful. You see the place becoming extremely crystallized as we get up the top here. Now, so this is indeed a scripted death. You have to die here. No ifs, buts, or anything about it. We'll just go with a normal one. You know. But, and again, this is probably something a lot of people know, in case you didn't. If you come in here and you're trying your best to fight him and you're like, what the fuck, this is not happening. This is the only in the game, fog wall, you can leave. You can just say, fuck that, walk out, and leave. Why? I don't know. Maybe because it's a scripted death. Maybe some people go back and rest or do whatever they want. I don't know, clear their fucking mind. I'm not sure, but for some reason, this is the only one in the game that you can leave, without quitting out, of course. So, no matter what you do, you can fire arrows, you can fucking try your best to hit him. We have a good amount of curse resist, actually, but I didn't realize. You can do whatever you want here. You are not doing any damage to him. In fact, I won't even get to try here, will I? Oh, I might do. Hold on. No, never mind. I was going to try and hit him, but yeah, you can't. It's a scripted death. It is fucking stunning, though. I absolutely love this room, and I love Seath just in the middle, just so menacing. And you'll probably go, that was such bullshit, what the fuck? Oh. The Duke's Archives. What the fuck happened? You don't have to use a Ring of Sacrifice there, but if you don't, it's kind of a bit of a pain to get your shit back, so I just use a ring just to... so I don't have to try and fucking get my shit back, because it's a pain in the ass. But yes, we are indeed now in prison. You can see an item up there. A little clever way of telling you that there's maybe multiple ways getting around this area. You know. And actually, I want to show something that I don't know if everybody kind of knows. We'll see how that goes. To be honest, one of my... when I first played this game, I used to hate this section. I used to be like, oh, fuck's sake, we have to fucking do this section. We are fully locked in here, by the way, as you can tell. I used to hate this section, but funny enough, now I have a lot of respect for it because it's a really cool little, I suppose, gauntlet or section of the game that you can easily skip by if you want, or you can get through this area really quickly if you like. So I've heard of some people saying they got stuck here for a while. I don't know how, I don't know what they were doing. You know, common sense would tell you, oh, fucking, oh, let me out, let me fucking, you bastard. Oh, he will die. I think with anything, I think you can even just punch him and he dies. He dies really fucking quick. So they made sure that everybody can escape. You know. But of course, that is a key. Key to the cell of the Duke's Archives Tower. The Archive Tower, once a trove of precious tomes and letters, became a prison after the onset of Seath's madness. The serpent men who guard the prison know not the value of what they hide. In the basement of the tower are the writhing mistakes of the terrible experiments which were conducted here. So we'll see more to this effect, but the serpent men don't really seem to care, and that's why there's one there sleeping that you can kill. Like, they clearly don't give a fuck. But a trove of precious tomes and letters. And we know from, I believe, this ring, was a god of war, but his foolishness led to the loss of the annals and rescinding of his deific status. Where would you keep annals? Well, probably in a place known for holding tomes and letters. Is he the reason why Seath went mad? Is it because he trusted Seath and his obviously madness that the annals were lost, and then people blamed him instead of Seath? Who knows? Who knows? But let's go find out about these writhing mistakes. I will say, I do hate that sound. It's meant to be annoying, and it works, because it is fucking bastard annoying. There's our writhing mistakes. I guess it's like an alarm. Prisoner active. Send the fucking Picassas. I actually don't know where the lore came from. I think it might have been maybe the guide that calls them Picassas. Because I don't think it says it anywhere in the game. But yeah, Picasso seems to be the name that people call them. So, oh god, it's so annoying. Let's fucking run. Let's get out of here. We don't want to go down because there's weird shit down there. So let's run out of here. Can we spot them coming up the stairs? They will come up the stairs eventually. I can't see them yet. Interesting. A little detail that a lot of people don't kind of notice. And actually, if I'm correct, it's been a while. I can't remember if this was a thing that they got rid of or not. I know if you die this happens, but let's see if it happens if you reload as well. If you are annoyed with the sound... I know, it's still happening now, so you gotta die. If you die, it will stop the sound, which is quite funny. But yeah, what I love about this door is it's such an inconsequential thing. You just normally run down, get the key, and come back up. But if you look, you can see there's a lot of rust, maybe blood, scratches. People are trying their fucking best to get out of here. And that will guide your eye to here, the little walkway. So many books and everything in this dome. You could see this building earlier. See a couple of things there. Could jump down here. Take a lot of fucking fall damage. Now, if we had bought all of Rhea, you know, the lady who went down to the catacombs, if we had bought all of her spells, down in this area below as we go down is where she would hollow, and you would find her. She will have been kidnapped by the serpents and brought here to the archives. Speaking of, we can now see some lore on this. There it is, maiden set. White hood worn by the travelling maidens is part of their formal attire, regardless of rank. It is soft and well made, but does not offer much in the way of defense. Yeah, regardless of rank. Which I think is interesting. Make them in-suited for battle. Yeah, and then we also got, I think it's just a normal talisman, isn't it? I don't think it's anything too interesting there. Yeah. And then, did we also get a ring? Or did we also already have the ring? Um, White Science ring. Yeah, here we are. And this is where I told you way back in like episode fucking 2. I told you about this. A divine ring entrusted to the head bishop of the Way of White, and Apostle Allfather Lloyd, uncle to Lord Gwyn. So Allfather Lloyd is Lord Gwyn's uncle. So Gwyn definitely has a family. You know, the head bishop of the Way of White is the guardian of law and caste, and the one of the greats of Thurland. So very interesting little bit of speculation there, but we'll learn more about Gwyn still. We'll see here that... Ooh, this door opens. The Picassos are coming to get me, but this door opens. Interesting. Woo! Huh. I said, huh. Yeah, I don't think there's anything in game that calls them, names them Picassos, but maybe the strategy guide, and then people decided that that was a good name for them. Probably. Probably. Keep in mind, by the way, if you do open these doors, it will cause the prisoners to come out. This one, however, is locked. If you reload, meaning bad news bears, but you can close the door again, so don't worry about that. This one does open, however. But yeah, Rhea will be in one of these rooms here. In fact, it could be this room. Yeah, it's going down the stairs, fucking. Now, a lot of people don't like this because they go all the way down and then they have to fight the Picassos and it's a pain in the ass. But I'm going to show a way you can do it. Obviously, if you know what you're doing, you can do it a lot faster too. Extra key. Prisoner clearly nabbed that one. Perhaps the serpent men were careless, for several keys scattered throughout about which fit the archive tower cells. Yes, indeed. They were indeed careless. So you can see there's a lot of them down there, and that's a bit of a nightmare because you've got to go down there, fight all them, go up the ladder, fight them. If you don't want to have to do all that, you can now take your extra key and come back up this way. First of all, we can open this to get... I think this might be where Rhea is normally. Maybe not. She's in one of the cells. You know, it doesn't matter. That's not what we're doing, so it's okay. But no, we want to go right back up to the bonfire. Bonfire, checkpoints in the skies. Right back up to the bonfire and come out to here. It's a bit of a random thing, this, and it's not actually that practical, but I just find it interesting that you can do this. So we drop down to here, leading you along, because you will have seen this from the other side. So you can see then, you could drop down that way, down to the stairs again. It's an interesting little mechanism there, whatever that is. We can look down across into the center bit, which is all gears and cogs. Or if we continue along here, we'll find another drop down. Nice. And a snake body for some reason. That was weird. Don't know what that was about. But then, are they going to climb down the ladders like idiots? Yeah, they are. But then, we can come this way and do a bit of this. Kill these motherfuckers. And you can see you get the drop on them, so it's much easier. And then we can finally... Oh. Thank fuck for that. Turn that off. Jesus Christ, game. Awful sound. Oh, hello. I'm burning up. Oh, fuck. Oh, I did hit him. Burning up for you, baby. Goodbye. Still no mansword, by the way. If you listen closely. Maybe I'm wrong? Thought I could hear whispering. But yeah, so that's an alternate way you can do this kind of section. Again, not exactly the biggest thing in the world, but I think it's pretty good that you could do that. Interesting to know here that this machine has got snake skin on it. Why is that interesting? I don't know. The serpent men fascinate me. because they don't really act like anything else in the game, and I just think they're a cool little faction. You know, you can hear sobbing from here. That's not good. Archive giant door key. Key to the giant doors leading out from the uppermost floor of the archive tower, which now serves as a prison. The key's design resembles not the key of the prison. Indeed, the tower was once of no prison at all, but a trove of precious tomes. Really reinforcing that. That's twice they've said that. That this was not a prison, this was an archive of knowledge. Oh, you can actually see him from here. A dear friend. This was a place of knowledge and learning, my friends. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, this was a place of knowledge. And what happened? Why did Seath go mad? And what is he up to now? I guess we'll have to find out together, shan't we? Ooh, now that's a lot of damage. Ow. Keep in mind, obviously, that this was physical. So it does a pretty good job. Also note, these two are... I think, will they become hostile when you hit them? No, they are non-hostile. And they drop some miracles. So let's find out what they are. Bountiful Sunlight. Special miracle granted to the Maidens of Guinevere, Princess of the Sun. Gradual HP restoration for self and vicinity. The miracles of Guinevere, the princess, cherished by all, granted their blessings to a great many warriors. Soothing Sunlight. The miracles of Guinevere, the princess, cherished by... Yeah, same thing. So yeah, these were all maidens. Handmaidens and all that type of thing. Interesting that they specifically note that those two at least, anyway, were handmaidens of Guinevere. I wonder... was Seath trying to get to actual Guinevere themselves, couldn't, but took their maidens instead. Or was he just obsessed with maidens? Also seems to be a thing. A reoccurring theme, if you think about Moog, but...
Hello again. What a chance meeting this is. Alas, I'm imprisoned once again. I don't suppose you could stage me a getaway. The archives. Such a storehouse of knowledge, so close but just out of reach. The thought offends me so I could simply die. As a student of the arts, you understand me, yeah?
Yeah, you can hear their whispering. I'm not crazy. It happens every now and again. There is whispering. Is that what caused Seath to go mad? Is there just a madness going on here? There's definitely whispering.
Hello again. What a chance meeting this is. Alas, I'm imprisoned once again. The archive. The thought...
Same thing again. Now I feel like I'm crazy. I'm like, there is definitely whispering every now and again. Or I'm just fucking absolutely lost my mind. That's possible too. But yeah, Logan has made it up here. We know obviously that Griggs... Listen. There is a whispering on the wind. I am crazy, but I'm not crazy. Okay, I'm not crazy. As Frampton would say, oh dear. But yeah, so we know Griggs didn't. Griggs tried to follow Logan up here and unfortunately succumbed to Sen's Fortress, but Logan's made it here anyway. And seems still in a jolly form. He's still under a pursuit of knowledge, as he says. So we'll try and save him. For now, though, we now have the key to our grand escape. Escape. Or some people say escape. Oh. We've a lot to do in the next episode because this area, as I said, Miyazaki claims that he wanted to do more, and I'm like, what more could you have done? This area is pretty fucking stacked as is. You know? So, interesting to note that he wanted to do more. But that's the prison escape done. As I said, a lot of people think this area is very kind of ugh, but it's not the worst. That is the prison escape finito. Use our key here to escape. As I said, I love that And the other side of the door doesn't have, it's still rusted and stuff, but doesn't have any scratch marks or anything, so it's definitely, well, actually no, that looks like this side. Yeah, that's the scratch mark from this side, just bleeding through to the other side. But yeah, so I love that detail. A place of knowledge turned into a fucking hellhole. And we get to escape to my favorite section, because I get to say the thing I say every single time I come here. I make this note. Why? I don't know. I just love this detail. And, huh. Interesting. Something I want to check now in a second when we get down there. But yeah, I always say this detail when I get up here. So you can see the rest of the kind of the archives here. You can see the outer wall. You can see down into the valley below in the distance there. Which what could be? What could be? What could be? The other side of Anorlando there with some flickering, and you can see down into actually an area we will go to in a little while. You can see it jump down above my head there. And that's a big crystal jutting out. But if you look above my head, you see something floating in the sky. Why this tickles me so much, I don't know. But it does for some reason. It's been here since the very beginning, since the very first fucking version of this game. There is this floating thing in the sky, and they just never fixed it. And I love it. If it wasn't there, I'd be disappointed. And no, there's nothing there. You know, you can fly over there. It's not like, oh, it's just loaded in, maybe weird, and it's a door that you go in later on or something. There is nothing there. And I just find that so fucking funny that it's so blatant as well. It's not even like it's something you could miss. It's so blatantly just in the sky. Yeah, I love that you can almost see in the windows there to see a different area. Get another glimpse of Anorlando from this side. You got to be so careful. As I said, you've seen the strength of the enemies in this area, especially when they're buffed by a channeler. You got to be so fucking careful. Don't you fucking teleport. Gotcha. Ha ha, bastard. I say this, we're not actually going to do this section now because I want to give it its proper time, so I don't want to rush anything. So we're actually going to finish up now in a moment, but we'll get down to the bonfire nonetheless. The reason I was saying, oh, that's strange, is because I'm pretty sure you're supposed to be able to see that bonfire from up there. I still can't see it now. Again, this could be a remake thing, and I think it is a remake issue because pretty sure you're supposed to be able to see that. And we just can't see it, which is unusual to me. They're usually good about that in these games. Oh, fuck, don't die. Heal. Ow. Okay, can we just stop doing this now? And there it is. Thank you. Thank you. Now. Yeah, see, there's a bonfire here. I'm not crazy. Oh, well, I am crazy. How many times have I said that this episode? Ow, you can attack from a long way away. I didn't realize, actually. But yeah, so that's where we were a moment ago. We could see down to here. And normally, you can see this. I'm 999% sure you can normally see this bonfire from there. But apparently not today for some reason. Now, like I said, at the moment we are going to call it here. I know, well, we're 10 minutes shorter than we normally are, but I want to give this area a proper good look at, because there's a lot of interesting things here and some good stuff. So, yeah, so join me next time as we continue our foray into the Duke's archives, and we're going to meet one of the most badass characters in Dark Souls 1, and in possibly the entire Souls series. So that'll be fun. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. What weapon shall we use tomorrow? That'll be interesting. I'll come up with something nice. Yeah, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. I can't roll my R's today, apparently. Subscribe. Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think? Are you enjoying the vibes of the Duke's Archives? I think you can see right up there. More whispering, for fuck's sake. Some people find this... the other reason I want to do it, I want to do it all in one shot. to show people, because some people get lost here, and I think it's pretty straightforward, but some people get a little bit turned around, so I'd like to show that off. But yeah, I've been called Kavalech, you've been amazing, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Look after yourselves, and have a wonderful one. Bye.